Kids Club. Welcome to today's edition of Wetheads. And I've got a few questions I've written out here for Dave and Jack. Guys, are you up for the challenge?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna win.
Alright, so we're gonna see who is paying the most attention on the last night of Friday Night Kids Club.
That would be me.
We'll see. Alright.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Wait.
What is that?
That's a gun. I'm gonna shoot him.
It's a grenade. I win.
Today.
Here we go. Come on, Friday Night
Alright.
Kids Club. Root for me.
Don't do that.
Who were the quiet seat time winners on the last night of Friday Night Kids Club?
Oh, who were the
Quiet seat time winners.
quiet seat time winners?
Time's up.
Oh man.
Alright.
Safe. Come on. Who was it?
The winners were Tiana and Aisha.
I knew that.
Okay. Alright, coming to Jack.
Oh, Jack.
Jack.
Yep.
What game did they play?
Oh.
I get knocked down.
Did you give him the answers? She gave him the answers. This is a conspiracy, I can tell. You gotta hold it down.
Oh, okay.
Safe. Come on.
Come on.
Wouldn't it be funny if he pulled all of them out except for one and I just get one and it just falls down? Alright, here we go.
Going to Dave.
Come on.
Okay, this is an easy one.
Okay.
What song did the amazing Lily Squad perform to?
I think it was Once I Was 7 Years Old. Is that it?
That was it,
That was
Dave.
it. Come on. Oh, get over here, buddy.
No.
I'm gonna spin this round and I think it's this one.
Hey.
Ooh, safe.
Wait.
All right.
Alright, Jack.
Yes.
Who were the team captains, both team captains, on the last night before we had our holiday? Who were the team captains?
Beth and Jonathan.
It means you get one.
Oh no! Here we go. All right.
You hold it. I'll give it a tug and you get wet.
Safe, boys and girls. Come on.
Holding the plant,
Alright, really hard one now.
Okay.
Really, really hard one.
Really hard one.
But you better get it.
Come on.
Okay, if you don't get it,
Oh no.
I'm gonna ask Jack.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. Can you tell me the Mega Memory Verse?
Yes.
I need the address.
It is. It is Genesis 50 verse 20.
That's pretty good, you're pretty good. Alright, what is it?
What you intended to harm me, God meant for good.
I don't know what version that is. That's the Dave McLean version.
But it is the right. It is the right. It is the right verse. It is the right verse. Here we go. Spin it round. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Pop. Darn it. Here we go.
Okay, going to Jack. Jack,
Yes.
what did Harley the Legend perform for us in 60 Seconds of Fame?
Oh, I know.
Harley the Legend. You're
I
a
know.
legend, Harley.
I know. He was really good. 5, 4,
Yeah.
Three.
You're running the game.
2.
5, 4,
Come on, kids, count along.
1.
Singing.
It wasn't singing.
Hang on. So if I answer it, does that mean I can pull 2 out?
No, but you can show us how smart you are.
It was football. It was football. Here we go. We're gonna spin it round, spin it round, spin it round, then take one out from the opposite side. This one.
No, that one.
Safe.
No,
Okay,
that
here we
one.
go. All right, Miss Rachel.
Okay, this is a really hard one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm good with the hard ones.
Okay. Can you name
Ooh.
one of the kids
Yep.
that joined our kids club dances on the stage for God's Love is Big?
What, last week? Or
The
just
last week. Yeah. So there was 2 kids. They
It
both rocked
was-
it. I'd like to say.
It was Lily. Lily was one of them. Lily Chana. Leslie. I'm good with the hard ones.
Okay. We don't even have a Leslie, Dave.
Oh, man. Who was it?
It was Zach and Faith.
Of course it was.
All right, Jack, come on.
All right. Oh!
Got him! Got him!
That's gold!
And the winner of our Wet Hat Challenge for this week is none other than Jack!
Oh. Hey, Friday Night Kids Club, welcome to my garden. It's a beautiful spring day and the sun's out and it's really warm. I know we're all in lockdown. I hope you're not going mental, stuck at home, and you're getting out in the garden or some things like that. But I'm out in the garden today and I'm looking at my garden and everything that's growing in it, because just a few weeks ago this was all just dirt. Okay, just all dirt. And the thing was, I didn't know if anything would grow in my garden again. But here we are, a few weeks later, even though we're in lockdown, even though we're stuck at home, the garden doesn't stop growing. And what I realized was, there's things that grow in our garden that we choose to grow in our garden, and there's things that grow in our garden that just grow. We didn't choose them, we didn't plant them, they just grow. And it's kind of like our heart. It's kind of like our heart, how some things grows in our heart and that are just totally grow by themselves, and then some things grow in our heart and we deliberately choose to grow it there. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today, but we're going to do a little bit of a tour of my garden to see what is growing in here today. So, do you want to go have a look? Let's go. Check this out, kids. We have got a beaut plant. This wasn't here even just like last week. This wasn't here. Look at the shape of this plant. It's a beautiful, gorgeous yellow flower on the top here and a nice purple stem. Who thinks this is a good looking plant? You know what it is? It's a weed. And weeds are not good for the garden. Look at this weed. It's come all the way through. There's lots of weeds here coming all the way through the cracks in the pavement in my garden. Lots of weeds here, lots of weeds here, lots of weeds here. But look at this big baby. Oh my goodness. And the thing you got to do with weeds is, you got to pull them out. You got to pull them out by the roots if you can. But if you can't, you got to get down as close as you can. And you got to cut out right down at the bottom of the plant. And you got to get rid of the weeds, because weeds are things that are growing where they're not meant to grow. And here's the thing, when a weed comes up, it's kind of like fear. You know, it's easy to be afraid right now. We talked about worry last week. It's easy to worry, you know, but here's the thing. When we let those things stay in our heart, then we can live in fear all the time, and that's no fun. Who knows that you can't have fun if you're afraid all the time? And when we get weeds like that coming up in our heart, we've just got to pull them out, whoop, and throw them in the rubbish. And we're going to be talking about how we do that. See, our heart, the soil of our heart, is meant to grow good things like faith and joy and peace and love and destiny and lots of things like that. Those are the things that you want to grow in your heart. So here we are, looking at this part of my garden. Now, last year, at the end of summer, I planted something in my garden. And I've been looking all winter and I thought it had died. But actually, if you look right down in here, come and zoom right in here, Jack. See this little plant here? This is called a Japanese maple acer tree. Now you might say, it doesn't look like a tree. It doesn't look like a tree at all. Well, that's because it hasn't grown yet, but it will grow. And if you look around here, you can see that there's weeds all around it, and I'm concerned that these weeds are going to choke out, it'll take away the life of the acer tree. So sometimes we got to get our little tools in here and dig it out all the way, pull it right up, and you'll see what's under here, okay? I'm just going to break this off so you see. It looks like just a little weed but look at that root. And that root would go under and steal all the nutrients, all the food, and all the water from my tree that I planted, which means that the tree that I planted would die. Okay, so here's the thing that we've got to remember. The things that we want to grow, we've got to feed them, we've got to water them, we've got to make sure that nothing takes away from the life of them. And that's exactly like our heart, boys and girls. When we put things in our heart, we've been talking about God's goodness, we've been talking about how Jesus is our best friend, we've been talking about how the Toy Story thing and how we're not garbage, we're treasure. And all these things that we put into our heart, if all we watch is things on the TV or maybe listen to our friends or just negative things, then what happens is that those negative things take the life away from the good things that we've planted there deliberately. Now, who knows what this is? This is a dandelion. All right, a dandelion kind of looks a little bit pretty, kind of looks like a flower, but it's actually a weed. And here's the thing, if I was to leave this to grow and grow and grow, eventually this whole area of dirt would be covered in dandelions and I wouldn't be able to grow anything. It's kind of like some of the things that we grow in our heart that aren't necessarily, you look at it and you think, but it's a nice looking flower. Here's the thing, all right, it could be things like shyness. I know that you're not really shy, you're just pretending. It might be things like, oh, well, I'm not very good at that. Well, yes, you are. You're all good at it. Oh, well, I'm just too short. I'm just too little. Oh, I'm too fat. I'm not clever enough. I'm not clever enough. And you know, and it's like, it looks like it's a nice little flower. But if we allow those things to continue to grow in our heart, here's the thing. It'll take over our lives, just like the dandelions would take over this garden. We don't let those weeds grow in our hearts and cause us to be less than God has made us to be. You kids are all amazing. You know that. I tell you that every week. All right? And so here's the thing. Don't let pretty looking flowers that are weeds grow in your heart. All right? Don't pretend to be humble and pretend to be shy. Be the best you can be. All right? I guess I better get weedy. Okay, so here we are, boys and girls. We've got rid of all the weeds. We've cleared out all the garden. But here's the thing. When we deliberately plant things in our garden, those are the things that we want to take care of. We've planted this camellia plant in the garden. I'm just going to water this plant here a little bit, and that will help the plants to grow strong. And hopefully, maybe later this summer, we'll get some flowers on this plant. We've got to make sure that we're planting the things that we want to see grow in our hearts. And then once we do that, as we read our Bible and we pray and we seek God and we think about God's goodness over and over again, that's how we water those good things that we're planting in the soil of our heart. So let's make sure that we look after those things, deliberately planting, but then deliberately maintaining and growing those things so that we can see fruit in our lives. Kindness, goodness, love, joy, peace, all these fruits that God wants us to have in our hearts that will show themselves in our lives. All right, kids, we'll see you next week.